Lawmakers are discussing gun control in the U.S. following two deadly mass shootings in the past week, one in Georgia, the other in Colorado. Now, this could include an executive order from President Biden if Congress can't come to an agreement. Here to talk about this is Travis County GOP Executive Director Brian Ruddle and Ed Scruggs with Texas Gun Sense. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
President Biden is calling on Congress to pass a ban on assault weapons in the United States. We have had mass shooting after mass shooting in the country, and nothing ever gets done. And how likely are we to see Congress actually pass gun legislation?
Well, I think with the current rules of the filibuster and the current political climate, odds are very long. Which is very unfortunate and very sad considering the severity of the problem. Our organization feels that this does need to be handled at the federal level, and it just takes the strength to actually take a vote. Hopefully we'll get there at some point, but it's unlikely to happen anytime soon unless there are some changes.
Brian, if President Biden goes around Congress and takes action on gun control with an executive order, how do you think that would play out politically?
No, I think the gun laws across the federal and state levels are nuanced and very complex, and they have many interactions with each other. First of all, my heart goes out to everybody in Boulder. I went to college in Boulder. Colorado has some somewhat strict gun laws. They do have magazine capacity restrictions. They do have background checks. Those were not able to help. So I'm not sure exactly what doing this, at a federal level will really do.
There are two bills in the Senate right now that would increase background checks when buying guns at gun shows, for example. And some of the mass shooters in this country didn't have a criminal background. So how would this help? What more could be done?
Well, it would certainly help because it's a start. This is a big puzzle to solve, gun violence. But I remind folks that the mass shooter in Midland, Odessa last year failed a background check, bypassed it through a private sale, and used that on a spree. So we have that on record as happening. But the background checks are something that overwhelming numbers of Americans support. There are some polls as high as 90%. The majority of Texans support it. And it's just something that hasn't happened as a result of our political paralysis. We need to get past that. The American people deserve action instead of just rhetoric. If we can't bypass the filibuster, just get people out there and let's put it on the floor and at least vote on it so the people can see that we're trying to take some action.
Brian, Republican state lawmakers are pushing for constitutional carry, which would allow you to carry a handgun without a license or a permit. How does that factor into the larger issue of preventing guns from getting into the wrong hands?
One thing that we've seen with concealed carry in other states is that we have not seen increases in the violent gun crime. I know that this was a myth that was really pushed, that as soon as concealed carry is passed in a state, violence rises. It doesn't. There's been no indication to show that. So it is a complex issue, but the data just isn't there to say that concealed carry leads to increased crime.
All right, we are out of time, but Brian, Ed, thank you both for sharing your perspectives with us tonight.
Thank you so much.